Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Welcome to James Sen Tarot. I've decided to do a video and this is going to be for somebody who may be struggling or confused within a certain situation or set of circumstances in their life, and I just want to do a little reading to give some guidance and some help shed light on it, and also give some reassurance and so on. I'm using my Faithful Rider weights today to do the reading, and I'm using my 5-card spread. I'm going to clarify as I go. So what I'm going to do is just first of all get the first card for the current main influencing factor, current position of the situation, so it explains a bit more about what's going on within this situation for you. Hope you're all doing well. So one card please for that. And we've got Judgment. So Judgment, first of all, what I can really feel from this, you can see that, is that currently within this situation or set of circumstances that you're dealing with, you're actually going through a very, very careful and thorough reassessment, reevaluation to better try and understand what is the best decision for you to make, what actions need to follow from what you're deciding. It feels like you're waking up within a situation that perhaps has been a little bit stagnant or redundant lately, and you're wanting to come back to bring something back to life. So maybe you felt a bit inhibited or a bit restricted within this situation, and there's been some kind of inner awakening where you've wanted to start do something about it. The universe is giving you that nudge that now is the time to reevaluate and take stock of things. Perhaps you're at an important crossroads and a lot of things need to be taken into consideration. So that's where you currently are. So it's quite a major energy, the Judgment card. So there are major decisions to be made, or at least one major decision. It could in fact be quite major, it could even be life-changing, but we'll see. If I'll just ask for the second card for the assets, please. The main assets and things working in your favour in relation to this situation you're going through or set of circumstances, and especially in relation to Judgment. And you've got the Four of Cups, which shows that, yeah, there is some stability within your affairs, but at the moment what's coming to the surface is the fact that you realise how emotionally stuck you are. The fulfilment that you were once experiencing and enjoying within this particular situation or set of circumstances is now not so rewarding, it's not so fulfilling. Now you're feeling quite despondent about this, but the asset is that I think that you're slowly starting to wake up. As we said within this Judgment card, there's a reawakening going on within you, an inner calling to do something. So I think this figure who isn't seeing the opportunities and the possibilities and potentials that the universe is offering, but the asset is that you are starting to awaken to the possibility that something can change, and you know where you're holding yourself back or where you potentially could be holding yourself back. You know where you're feeling despondent and fed up, and although, as I said, there is some stability, things really aren't particularly moving forward. They're not going backwards, but they're not really moving forward either. So I think you're becoming aware of this and taking that into consideration as you weigh up the pros and cons of what you want to do next, because this is quite important. But when we become emotionally, it's like when something stays a certain way for too long, we become that little bit too predictable, and emotionally becomes a little bit dead for you. What once sort of brought that fulfillment isn't necessarily continuing to bring that fulfillment. So this is probably, I suspect, what these cards are talking about, the fact that there is a calling to look at the situation and assess in more detail and depth what you can do next, what you want to do next, because obviously you've got to weigh things up. So what are the actions that you're being encouraged to consider and focus on in relation to this situation, taking the previous two cards into consideration as well? What are the actions you're being encouraged to consider and focus on in relation to these two cards? Bear with me, they will come out. Right, well, we've got two. We've got Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. So this is telling me straight away that, yeah, this is reinforcing the position that you're in at the moment, and the best actions that you can really take is to pause for the time being and give yourself time to take stock of the results that you've achieved so far within this situation or within your life in general, and to give yourself time to really weigh up and reevaluate what you want to do next, especially in how you want to move forward, because the Six of Swords, which follows the Seven of Pentacles, is suggesting that you need to reevaluate your thinking a little bit on how you can get things moving forward, moving out of this position, this sort of stuck and stagnant and unfulfilling position that you're in at the moment, and sort of move yourself out of that into something a bit more settled, predictable. Well, not predictable, but a little bit more settled and a little bit more fulfilling and happier, especially moving away from any stress and challenges there's been. As we can see with this water there, the boat is coming out of this into the clearer water. So again, it's taking stock of how you can move out of where you've been struggling, especially with your thinking. It's also about shifting your thinking as well, shifting your perspective with this Six of Swords, because it's about restoring a bit of harmony and a bit of balance into your life as well. But you've got to assess patiently how you can do this. It's not something that can be done necessarily very quickly. So the situation at hand does need quite a thorough reassessment, reevaluation, and you need to pay attention to the results you've had versus what you'd hope to have. And if it is falling short, then this gives you a few more answers about what you'd like to do about it, because the situation that we're looking at doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a brand new start for you. It could just be that you need to make some important adjustments, alterations that can get you back on track. But it's about getting yourself out of this mindset, changing your thinking and moving away from what isn't working towards something that's going to be more productive, more successful and more fulfilling for you, whether this is in a personal situation or whether this is in a professional. So you'll have to take that as resonates for you. What we're going to do now is look at the priorities and objectives, main priorities and objectives in relation to this situation, please. Thank you. That's one, and I'll try and see if we can get another one. Hold on a minute. They will come out. We've got one. I just want to try and get another one just to make it easier. Yeah. So what we've got here is we've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Magician. So what this is telling me is it's prioritizing establishing more of a conscious awareness of what it is you want to do. What is it you actually want for yourself? What are you trying to manifest? What are you trying to create in relation to the situation you find yourself in? What do you want going forward? And this is what it's all about, setting clear intentions with the universe. But not only doing that, with the Knight, using this lovely sort of practical and stable energy of getting that focus right, preparing the field, setting the intentions, and giving yourself time to establish set a map for yourself for where you want to aim for, what you want to achieve. Especially, this is quite a practical card, but it doesn't have to necessarily relate to practical matters. It could relate to a personal matter. But it's about thorough preparation, and again correlates nicely with this Seven of Pentacles, which is telling you to reevaluate and take stock of things, because you are at crossroads here, and there is something that needs to be weighed up carefully, taken into consideration on how you're going to move forward. How do you want to move forward? Well, you may not know all the answers just yet, but you need to give yourself time to do so. You don't, we are human as well. We do need time sometimes to think. So the Magician's saying that, yeah, prioritize the things that are going to bring the fulfillment. Prioritize what brings enjoyment to your life and the sorts of things that you want to focus on, and use your powers of influence and persuasion on. But it's about setting those clear intentions, and it's about preparing the ground. Look at that glare off it. Preparing the ground and planting the seeds for what it is you want to do. Thorough preparation and planning is going to help a lot. I know it's not always the most exciting guidance, but it's the best guidance for this situation. Preparing, especially over the next 2 to 3 months, it's going to be vital, well, especially in the next couple of months, I should imagine. But within 3 months, you might be able to start moving, or maybe before, depending on how quickly you can put this together. But it's about the goal, really, because it's about moving forward into the future. What do you want for the future? What actions do you want to implement going forward? And how do you want your future to look? Is it aligning with what you want with the magician? What are your intentions? Are they positive? Do you have positive intentions or negative expectations? There's quite a bit at stake. So let's have a look and see what the helpful and beneficial opportunities and possibilities are for you in relation to this particular situation or set of circumstances that we're asking about. Oh dear, there's too many coming out here. What was the way? Bear with me. Helpful and beneficial opportunities and possibilities in relation to this situation, please. Oh, they really are being stubborn. Bear with me. There's too many coming out. I just want to get the one to start with so we can get something to talk about. It's just not playing ball at the moment. Bear with me. Right, okay. Got the fall first of all. So this is the opportunity is here for you to make a fresh start if that's what you want to do. A new carefree opportunity. And the universe is saying now there's time to wipe the slate clean. Make that clean break if that's what you want to do. You can jump off the cliff, yeah, and as I've said in previous videos, yeah, the universe will catch you. But you've just got to make sure you prepare the ground first properly. Alongside that, we've got the Justice card, which is indicating that you are in line with your truth, you are in agreement with it, and you will have the opportunity to make these important decisions from a very fair and just way. It also suggests that if there is any contracts or agreements involved in anything that you're deciding to do at the moment, then provided you act from a position of fairness and integrity, things can go in your favour. And this shows that there is likely to be something that does go in your favour. And that karmically, it could be a good decision for you to make to start something fresh. But only you will know from your ability to weigh things up. So what we've got here also is the Seven of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So there are several options to consider, and it's important to take the time necessary to weigh up these options to better establish which of these options is going to be most favourable for you, bring the most fulfilment, and is most in line with what you want to do. But unless you're sort of in line with one of these choices, it's best to take the choice that's going to be best for you. But I think the general consensus is that there are going to be several options and possibilities to be weighed up. I think I'm just going to clarify that Four of Cups as well, which I didn't do. One more card for that, which is the assets. Yeah, the Sun. So that helps to clarify exactly what I was talking about, is that I think you are stepping into this position of more conscious awareness about what you want to do, where you're unhappy and how you want to move forward. And the Sun brings with that extra clarity and positive intentions for the future. So being able to start seeing, I would think within probably the next month to 2 months, you'll start seeing things a lot more clearer and you'll be able to make these firm decisions. But the Sun comes out as a yes card again. I think it was in the last reading as well. And it comes out to offer that much needed clarity and much needed reassurance that, yeah, you are right to feel the way you feel at the moment with this Judgment card. I think what I'll do actually is I will actually clarify the Judgment card as well, so I can give maybe a little bit more on that. And then perhaps I might clarify the opportunities again. Yeah, just bear with me. I'm a bit ungracious there. We've got the devil reversed. So this is clarifying and adding more information to this judgment card, which is already saying about being at a crossroads, needing to make a decision that could free you from a particularly restrictive situation we were talking about. And lo and behold, we've now fell on the floor. We've got the devil reversed, which is exactly that. It's about coming out of a negative situation or set of circumstances. It's about evaluating where you're holding yourself back, perhaps where there's fears or negative influences that you need to cut yourself free from, because maybe something has become, you've become stuck within a position that's affecting you now, not only mentally but potentially emotionally. You're starting to feel as if, you know, something now needs to be done, which is what we usually see with a judgment when it appears in a reading. It's normally a calling from your higher self, the universe, that it's time to act. It's an inner calling. And with the devil reversed, this is just really giving more light on the fact that it's time to come out of this potential position of restriction, limitation, or darkness or negativity. And it's now time to face those fears. Maybe the fears have stopped you from taking action. Maybe that's why you felt a bit stuck, because you've not been willing or ready or able to take that next step, to do what intrinsically you know you need to do, or maybe you just put it off. But with the clarity coming in, which is the good news, the asset is you're going to see things very clearly very soon, a lot sooner than you think as well, which is good news. So you're going to start to be able to figure out what it is you want to do. But it's about getting out of this negative situation. And again, it could be a personal situation, it could be a professional matter, or even a practical matter, or some other matter. But whatever it is, something you want to break free from, because it's overstayed its welcome. It's not particularly positive in nature. And if you can see with the reversed, and if you can see that with the reversed devil, the pentacle is upright when it's in a reverse position. So it's always a positive omen when you get the devil in reverse, and that's always the way you want it in a spread. So it's really great to see that. I think what I'll do now is I'll just, I think maybe I'll just clarify, clarify another couple of cards on the helpful and beneficial opportunities and possibilities. I think you kind of get the idea of what's necessary. Clarify the Fool and the Justice card, please, for the helpful and beneficial opportunities and possibilities regarding this situation. We've got, and we've got the, bear with me, and we've got the Six of Wands. So that to me is saying that, you have the opportunity to take on all these challenges, burdens, confusions, restrictions, whatever it is, and come out on top. And the opportunity to restore some much needed harmony, and to start accomplishing things and moving things forward more successfully into the direction of the future, even though the card is going that way because I've got it on a selfie mode. It is actually going to the right, which is the future. And this card is moving successfully forward. It's a card of success and triumph over adversity. So you have the opportunity to overcome whatever it is that's holding you back, that's restricting you, or is confusing you, or frustrating you, whatever it is. And the shake-up that you need to make is very possible and very likely. It is pointing towards a new chapter or a fresh start with the Fool. So this might kind of lean towards something that you've been thinking of doing for a while, but haven't really got round to doing it, or haven't had the confidence to tackle it. But I think the nudges are getting stronger and stronger that it's time to act. And obviously with these three cards, you can make the right decisions because you've got the clarity of the Sun and the yes of the Sun. The universe is giving you the thumbs up and saying, yeah, you can do it. It is something that's doable and something that you're supported with. And with Justice upright in the same spread as Judgment, again, it can prove that it can relate to the fact that decisions that you make are going to be the right decisions, and also that you're going to get the backing of certain decisions that you might be waiting on. So if it's to do with selling a house, you're going to be able to overcome the problems, the red tape involved, and be able to tie up the contracts, get things done, and get get the house sold, get move on, or buy the house, whatever it is you're trying to do. If it's to do with a relationship, yeah, you're going to start seeing the signs that you need to make some truthful decisions, important truthful decisions, and whatever you make, you're going to be backed and supported by the universe because it's upright. So really, just to reiterate, yeah, it's about considering the direction that you want to take. That's the first step. Considering where you want to go, what you need from this situation, how you want it to be. If it's not how you want it to be, what do you need? Taking the time to take stock of things before you make any decisions. If you need to get additional guidance or advice from an expert within whatever it is you're dealing with, then we'll do some research, then that's a good thing as well. But the main thing to prioritise is setting clear intentions and becoming conscious of the actions that you want to take and how you want to move forward, especially over the next 1 to 3 months. Because if it's done thoroughly and properly, you're going to be successful, because the sun is saying there's success there for you, and so is the Six of Wands. There can be recognition here as well. On a side note, if you're thinking of taking an exam or a test from driving a car, driving a fork truck or something, or a lorry, or an exam, something that's going to further your career or further some other important aspect of your life, then the chances are that you may well pass and do well, which might enable you then to make that move into something you've always wanted to do. But you've got the opportunity to take a leap and to trust that a new chapter can begin and that you can start to sort things out. So the time period, probably, again, as I always say with all my readings, is 1 to 3 months really. I don't work beyond that unless I'm doing a yearly spread. So in the next couple of months, 1 to 2 months, you should be able to give yourself time to suss things out, because that's the most important thing. Working out what you want for yourself next. What do you want to move from into is the key thing here. And then the important decisions can be made. Major wise, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors. So it is quite major. It's quite important, quite significant. So it is something that, if you are at an important crossroads, you're going to have to give yourself that bit of time to think. And there's nothing wrong with giving yourself that time. And again, the cards, the same as the last spread pretty much, are suggesting that, yeah, don't be in a rush to make any rash decisions or hasty decisions because you think, I've had enough, this has got to move. I would say, as I say, 1 to 3 months is what you might need, depending on your circumstances and depending on your how you see things and how you want to act. But it's about getting you out of this stuck position, this restricted position or negative position, whatever it is for you, or frustrating or confusing. Please take as resonates. But I do believe that this is possible for you, and the next sort of 2 months are going to be crucial for that. So that's that reading for your, and I hope you found it helpful. If you have found it helpful and insightful or relatable, please smash the like button, and please consider dropping a comment below and sharing this post. I'm also on Facebook under James Hennon Tarot, and you'll find me there, and Instagram as well. Until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.